Hey you guys, it's Megan and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a smoky eye tutorial. And if you know me, I like to do more like beginner friendly tutorials. I'm not doing anything crazy, but just to show you like how to get started with your smoky eye. And the good thing about this, like as a tutorial, is after you've gotten this down, you can like build and stack your abilities on top of it. So we're going to keep it very simple. We're going to keep it very basic. So I've already gone in and I prepped my skin with some rose hip oil, and I will be going outside later today. So I did the Holy Hydration Elf Skin with 30 SPF in it to moisturize my skin beforehand. And I try to say this like in all of my makeup videos, it's so important for you to prep your skin thoroughly before you start doing your makeup, because you're only as good as like how you prep. So right now I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my my NYX Marshmallow Primer on my face. And I'll probably like jet through the face part. My hands are so cold, y'all. So I'll probably jet through like the base part so that we can get through the eyes. But I do want to show you how I am prepping my skin. And then the gal at Ulta did tell me that this marshmallow primer is really good for under eye creasing. So I have been trying to use it in pretty much all of my routine. I'm just making sure I'm thoroughly hydrating my under eye as much as possible. And it is going to have like, mine is going to have like a bit of a residue just because I have that e.l.f. hydration that already has like SPF in it, but it'll go away. So I did my marshmallow primer. Now I'm going to, let's see, go in with my e.l.f. 9-minute side primer. And I'm not going to put this like under my eyes or anything. I'm just going to prime my face with it. I know I look so ashy right now, but don't fear. It'll be okay. I'm trying to like be really good about putting my makeup back where it belongs, like after I use it. So that's why you hear me like scrambling to get the stuff taken care of. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Halo foundation. And if we are foundation twins, I am in shade 6 tan slash deep. And I really love this foundation because it's so skin-like. It doesn't feel like it's heavy on my skin at all. And it's also very buildable. So if you discover that it doesn't have the coverage that you need on your first go around, you can always build it up and do a little bit more. So I'm just blending that into my skin. And I do want it to be very skin-like, so I'm not going to build it up today. One, because it's like 90 something degrees outside, and I do have some outside things that I need to do, like run errands and such. And then, so I'm not building her up. I'm just going to have a very skin-like finish. One of the things that I have been trying to like focus on is not putting any foundation in my under eye so that it doesn't get cakey, especially because of the fact that I have under eye creasing, and so I don't want to put an excess amount of product under there that's not needed. Just gonna move like my little makeup case up here, I'm going to show you guys how I have it organized. And I'll have this linked down below. So this is my little makeup case. Like, how cute is that? And I love it because it's see-through. So everything that I need, like, I can just see where it is and I can grab it. Right now I'm looking for my Morphe concealer. And this is like the initial set of my concealer. I try to go in with something that's just like initially a shade lighter than my skin because I want really good coverage. And then when I go in with my actual Fenty concealer, it is pretty light because I like a bright under eye. I'm just blending that in. And sometimes, like, I don't like to have like this, like, you see that line, like, I don't like to have that, so I'll go back in with my foundation brush and I will just smooth that out. I really don't like to see that. All right, now let's get into our eyebrows. And I might not talk to you guys like while I do this because I cannot multitask to save my life when it comes to doing my eyebrows. I don't know why. I've been doing my makeup since I was 14. So, like, why at this point in my life I can't do that, I don't know. Have you guys seen that trend on TikTok where it's like my makeup type or whatever? So comment below if you figured out what yours is. And I'm going to redo my tail because I don't like how thick it is. I want it to be thin. I really like to go for more of a thin eyebrow, which is totally going to check out when I tell you what my makeup type is. So comment down below if you've done the trend and share what your makeup type is. Mine definitely came back as 90s style, which is so fitting for me because I like to have thinner eyebrows and probably like a more basic and simplistic makeup look. And I always have a good lip liner on, so it checks out very well for me. And I really like to, you see how I overdraw my brows? I do that on purpose because when I do that, it makes them straighter for me. I'm so sorry, I accidentally stopped recording. So we finished up this eyebrow and I went in just to clean it up a little bit with my concealer. And for this part, like, I like to do a concealer that is definitely like lighter than my natural shade and then just blend it in with a brush. I'm going to show you guys again because I wasn't recording the first time. So I'm using my Fenty concealer. I put it on my hand. I'm going to take a little bit more and put it on there just so like I don't run it out while I'm carving out this eyebrow. So I like to do this to clean up my eyebrows a little bit. I have really like naturally thin brows and I really don't get them, you know, like waxed a lot. We're just following that natural line. And And then I'm lightly going to drag that line that I created down right under the brow. And I'm going to drag again just to clean it up a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to take this really thick brush from e.l.f. and I'm just going to blend that into, I don't know what this part of your eye is called, but like where the bone is. I'm going to blend that in. I just don't want there to be any like harsh, like stark lines for my brows at all. So now I like to take my angled brush and clean it up just a little bit more, just to kind of redefine that initial like draw out of my eyebrows that I did with the pencil. It can tend to get lost just a little bit when you are like cutting your eyebrows out with concealer, so we want to make sure that it's still there. And then I take my finger, other people might have like a different technique, but I definitely take my finger and just kind of like rub that in so that I don't look like I have a unibrow. So this is what the brows are looking like. I'm gonna blend that out just a little bit more. Okay. So now let's get into the smokiness, okay? I'm going in with my Morphe palette. You guys, this palette has been through it. I'm gonna show it to you. We listen, but we don't judge. Like, do you see all the broken eyeshadow? Yes. So I like to do, I'm gonna do like a brown smoky eye today because I think that'll be really pretty. So that's what we're going to do. And I saw another creator like talking about this, about how like she doesn't actually put any type of concealer like or primer on her eyelids. I also do not do that unless it's something where it's just like I need the eyeshadow to pop and I've already laid my blending shadow like right here. I really don't do that because I don't see a need for it. Also, I have really long eyelash extensions. These are cat eye. And so it's difficult to put any type of like liquid on these unless I hold the eyelash down, and I don't want to deal with it, so I don't do it. So first of all, we're going to go in initially with, what color should we choose? I think I'm going to go in with Now Boarding, which is this color right here. And we're going to lay that first. So I'm just putting that into my crease. And I'm doing a motion to where I am just going back and forth with that. And you'll want to do that until you get it to like your desired level of darkness. I can't decide that for you. So you'll have to decide, you know, what you're comfortable with. And I'm that girl that like, I do it on one side and then I have to immediately go to the other side so that I feel balanced. I can't do my eyes like my steps and be like do it separately. I can't. So I'm just continuing to go back and forth, really like a windshield wiper motion in that crease. And I'll make sure that I link below the brushes that I'm using as well. Okay. Okay, so now I have like my desired level of darkness right there. I'm going to use, okay, this little guy is what I'm going to do initially for the precision of what I'm wanting to accomplish with my smoky eye. So I'm going into Midnight Dip, and it's this color right here. It has a little bit, I don't know if you guys can tell on screen, but it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. So initially I'm going to go in with this precision brush, and then I'm going to like really pack it onto my lid. Now, like I said, it's some of these steps that I'm following, it's strictly because I have lashes and I really just like need to be able to get in there. And we are praying that like my eyes don't start watering. Usually when they do, I will switch to my other eye and give the initial eye like a little break seize. I'm just laying my lid down so I can like have clear line of sight of my lid space that I'm working with. I don't want it to be all splotchy, and I love having lashes. It's just if you're wearing eyeshadow, it's very like difficult to try to see what you're working with. Give my eyes a minute. Okay, so now that that part is done, I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna go into the shade Volcano right here, and I'm gonna pack that onto my lid. I'm being very generous with how I'm tapping this because I really want it to show up well. Okay, doing a little tap tap, just packing that in. Making sure we have our whole eyelid surface covered. Okay, so this is the progress thus far. Now usually at this point, I like to evaluate and look at like what I initially put in my crease and just to see like what the, I don't know what the word is to use here, but just to see like the, I want to say complexity, but I don't think that that's the right word. But I usually like to see like how it's laying, like how it looks with my lid space compared to where I had my crease. And so I like to do an evaluation. So now I'm going to take like a little fluffy brush and I'm going to go in with Road Trip right here. And it's kind of like a browner color, like a light brown color. And I'm just going to add that in. I'm doing this very, very lightly. It's like, I said that it was brown, but I feel like it's like a brownish red. Okay, I really like the dimension that that created for us there. And then lastly, I'm going to go back in with the color that we started with, which is now boarding, and just ever so lightly put that right there. And I might go back in with Going in very, very lightly. Okay. So I really like how that blends, because really what we're doing is we're going from like a very deep smoky chocolate to like a reddish brown, and then to like more of a chocolate color on the lid space. So this is how we are looking. So that part of, should we throw a little bit of something? I'm going to throw something into the inner corners, but we'll wait until we're done with the rest of our eye. The rest of our under eye specifically. Okay, I am just going ahead and laying my contour in. Really focusing like on the drag from, or the blending from my temple up to my cheekbones, because really want that to look snatched. And this Wet n Wild brush is so cheap, but it does job so well. I have been a victim to like not blending out my contour like on my chin really well. So now I'm just like, okay, so I was just trying to make sure that I'm blending out my contour properly. Okay, she's done. Now let's go in and let's use, we're going to go ahead and do our concealer, and then we'll do our blush. So using that Fenty again. And then I'm going in with this Ulta Beauty Cloud Blush that I got. And I'm just going to put like a little bit of that. I'm saying a little bit, I'm lying. I'm going to put it in my under eye. And it's like a beautiful lavender type of color. I'm going to go in with our e.l.f. mist. And just allow that to set for a minute. And then I want to start prepping my lips as well. I'm going in with my brown lip liner from Wet n Wild. And then I'm also using my lip stain. It's kind of like a mauvey color. So I like to allow for that to dry down a little bit before I actually apply my lipstick, so the timing is perfect. Blend out this concealer. So again, this is going to be an evaluation of if I need more of that cloud blush added in, and we're going to go with a yes. And I just like to do this to because there's a lot of smokiness going on, right? So I like to do this to add a little bit of color back into my face. So I do that with my blush and also with my lippy. I'm going to be applying. I am on the hunt for like a more pigmented lavender color. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Okay. Don't be alarmed by this. It will get better. Okay, so we are going to use our foundation brush and blend that out so that you don't see this clear line of demarcation between our concealer and that. Okay. Now I am going to use my Sasha Buttercup. And now I'm using my 24-hour super stay. As you can tell, I like this a lot. She's almost out. Really focusing on my forehead because, like I said, I don't want there to be like a clear line of demarcation right there. So we're going to blend that out really well. And then at this point, I like to go in with a powder blush and just really like lift it into my temples, from my apple to my temples. And then like just do a little bit across the nose and our lips. Okay, so for the lips, we are going to go in with this Wet n Wild that is this color, and it is Mauve Out of Here. Okay. All right, guys. So we are all done. This is the finished look. This is what the smoky eyes are looking like. I hope that you really enjoyed doing makeup with me here today, and I'll make sure that I list all the products down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.